Okay. All right. So, welcome. I am so excited about this training because we have asked some people that really stood out to us as leaders of Pink Diamonds and people that were at convention that we saw that they were excited, that they were taking things away from it and changing their business. And so, we have quite a few ladies that are going to share their takeaways, what has changed in their business. And so, get your notepads out. Make sure you're writing down lots of notes. And we are going to start with Amy. Let me find her to unmute her, and then she will start. Do we see Amy anymore? Oh, there she is. There you are. Okay. All right, take it away, Amy.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Amy Fernandez, and I'm a Silver Ambassador with Plexus. And convention was so amazing, and I just want to talk about a couple of motivating things for me. The first one was the amount of people that were at Plexus. It was my first convention, and seeing 11,500 people or 12,000, whatever it was, those people were there because Plexus has helped them, and they want to help other people. And that was a huge reality. That it wasn't just me. I live in a really small town in the mountains, so I'm kind of a small town girl. And being in Vegas and seeing the reality of what Plexus has done across the world was absolutely a huge motivation. My second was I very humbly won the VIP status, and I was so enamored with getting to sit with Amber and Aaron and just sitting with these amazing jewels who got where they are because they worked hard. You know, it wasn't anything that I couldn't achieve just by hanging out with them. I got the motivation and the confidence to do exactly what they do, which is to share. Third motivation, and of course this isn't in order, but it's just the presence of Jesus. Seeing the support of all the women who love the Lord as much as I do, because I love Jesus and I love love. And so seeing that everybody else there loves Jesus as much as I do, and seeing that we have that common sisterhood and brotherhood was huge motivation. My husband and I have a ministry, and it showed me the potential of what we could do in this ministry by just being successful with Plexus. And then just the fellowship with the women was super awesome. Just getting to know everybody the way that I did, and it's totally different having that fellowship as opposed to just, seeing everybody on Facebook. It made us a real family, and I'm just super excited about it. And aside from all the speakers and everything else, what changed for me the second I got back from convention was the fear of rejection was gone. It's gone because I see that this works. My fear of sharing is gone. The one huge takeaway I did get was remembering that our posting needs to be neutral, not to get involved with politics or controversy or anything that's going to steer somebody away that really could use this product. And so that was a huge takeaway for me. It actually made me a better person because I'm more aware now of what I post. And it's funny, everybody that knows me knows I post about Jesus, Plexus, and my husband, and that's pretty much me. So it's pretty accurate. Also, it's not about my success. I will show you my success if you haven't seen it. I don't know if you can see it, but this was me. Sorry, my timer's going off. My time's done. But there I am in a wheelchair, very big, very heavy. This was January, people. January, and this was convention. So this is a real deal. Praise God. I love you, ladies. Plexus works because us Jesus freaks that are in it have been healed and are getting healing, and we want to share that love with everybody else. Just want to share a scripture with you from Hebrews. Hebrews 13:16 says, and do not forget to do good and to share with others. So let's get sharing, ladies. Thank you for listening and taking the time to be in here, and rock on with Plexus. Aaron and Amber, I love you, ladies, and I'm just so blessed to be a part of this team. Thank you very much.
I love that so much, Amy. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Hey, Kelly, you're up.
I can't hear
what was
guys.
that? Can you hear now?
Yes. Maybe I'm too far away. Okay.
Okay,
Hi,
Kelly, you're up.
All right. I'm Kelly Duvall, and I am a Gold Ambassador. So a whole lot of things stood out to me at convention, and like Amy said, the fear of rejection is totally gone. That's so true. And another thing that they said was change is inevitable, but growth is optional. And so I've always been a really quiet person, but I had to learn that in order to grow my business and grow Plexus and go where I want to go, I had to jump out of my comfort zone. And so seeing those diamonds up there and seeing the emeralds and the sapphires and hearing what they have done and how they have blessed everyone, I really wanted to do that, and it totally sparked a fire under me. And so I had to know, like, if this is what you want to do, then you have to mimic the upline. So Holly makes videos, Amber and Aaron do these awesome trainings, and there was no way that I was ever going to be able to do that unless I jumped out of my comfort zone and grew. And so you don't have to grow, and personal development is an option, but I chose to do it, and I'm loving every minute of it. And I'm so glad that I went to convention, because those are the things that I want. And so being able to see real people and hearing their stories and hearing where they came from and now where they are, it was just, like I said, it sparked a fire. And so I'm so glad that I went. And that's all.
I love that so much. I have grown so much since being in this company. You don't realize that a lot of what you need to grow your company is inside you. So yes. I love that. There's so much, Kelly. Thank you. Okay, Brooke, you're up.
Okay, so for me, it was, listening to all these diamonds talk and realizing that they started out like me. They started out as a little nobody in the company and are now these big successful people, and they did it the same way that all of us are doing it. They started out as nothing, and we have to look at it that way and say, gosh, if I'm going to be a diamond someday, I need to start acting like a diamond now. I need to go out with confidence and know that my business is going to grow, and have confidence that people need this, people want this, and they want to hear from me. So that was something that I took away, that, I need to go out, and Rita Davenport said, you're going to do it, and you need to do it afraid. Like, you're going to go out and be afraid probably most of the time, and do it anyway. And so that was another takeaway. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people I'm afraid to talk to. There's a lot of people I'm afraid to go up to. But if we don't take that risk, we're not acting like diamonds. We're never going to get to that point. So to do it afraid and start acting like a diamond. I also that so many people love Jesus, and that they were putting all of this whole business into God's hands. And as much as you, Amber and Aaron, have been good examples of that. And I've been consistently praying for my business, but this has kind of taken it to another level of really like putting that desire in my heart of, I really want this to succeed, and not just for myself, but for all the people that I know it can help. And so, just praying that that all those people who really need Plexus are going to find me or find one of you to help them. So I guess those were the big things. And then I guess just seeing all of the people on our team in person who I've never seen before was encouraging to me too. And so knowing that you guys are out there and you guys are my friends and my support and my help was encouraging.
I love that. I think it was the girl who spoke for the diamonds, or maybe the sapphire, how recently she did a video and she said, everything I've done afraid. And that she just continually does it anyways. And I think one of my favorite moments in convention also was when Chris McCall said, we have a little secret, and that's the Lord Jesus Christ. And then the entire place erupted in applause. So I love that too, Brooke. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, Karen, you're up.
Okie dokie. I hope you guys have your pens ready because I got to brainstorming today and jotted down, I swear, about like 15 different bullet points, and they are in no particular order. So here I go. So I kind of was working on the mindset of what have I done differently to work my business since convention. Now, some of the things I was doing before, but I've definitely enhanced it. So let me start with number one. One of the things that they had us do was every day they had us approach 3 different people and ask for 3 tips. 3 business tips about what it is that they're doing to be successful in their business. I loved that task. It really opened up conversations and learned a lot. I think I gave more tips than I actually received back because of the people that I was talking to were very, very new, but there was still some great conversations. So the first of all, I would say I work being very mindful. I'm intentional. I'm focused. I reach out every day to people that I know and people that I don't know, and I'm bold. I think one of those tips I got from Erin is be bold and be consistent. So thank you, Erin. Another thing that I do is I do work on my chicken list. So just like Rita Davenport says, you know, work afraid. I think we all have someone on our chicken list that we just do not want to approach. I got to describe the man who's on my chicken list. He's 6'5". He's huge. He's someone I went to high school with. He's someone I never spoke to. We didn't run in the same circles, but he was this huge monster on our football team. I went to a very small Christian high school with only 400 people. We all knew everybody, but I didn't know him. But here we are 20 or some odd years later, and we're still connected on Facebook. And I reached out to him, and I'm like, what am I doing reaching out to this big guy, Andre the Giant type of guy? And he is really interested. And so one of the things that I brought that up because one of the points that I wanted to make is that I play to people's egos and strengths. I play to his ego. I tell him, gosh, you're a bartender. You work such late hours. You need clarity. You need energy. You need to be focused. And then you also need that for when you turn around and you play hard because he's an avid golfer. So I really just try to work my chicken list and try to play to people's strengths and egos, and that has been successful. I'm this close to signing him up as my ambassador, so trust me, I'm going to be shouting from the rooftops when that happens because that's going to be a big success. Another thing is that I'm consistent about posting every day. I post on not only my page, but I have quite a few other pages that I post. One of them is I set up a Shop It page. It's called Shop It Pacific Northwest. It's been up for about 2 weeks, and I have about 1,600 people on the page, and it grows all the time. There's about 25 different vendors, but the beauty is there's only about 5 or 6 of us that are active on it. So I have this audience of 1,600 people that I didn't have before. So, and I'm getting interest, and I'm getting likes, and I'm getting leads. So it is working. I also post on local buy, sell, trade pages, and also a mom business owners page. So check around in your area, see what's out there that's local that you can market to. So anything other than just your Facebook page. And trust me, you want to expand and broaden your horizons because your friends are going to get tired of looking at it, even though they're looking. So you want to be able to market to as many as possible. One of the things that was also interesting was a slide. Sorry, my dog's barking. A slide that they put up about Facebook being the most popular social media. But wasn't it, I think, Instagram that was number 2 that has the most followers and being able to engage with? And so I do have an Instagram account, and it's one of the things that I'm tasking myself is to be more active on Instagram and also Twitter. So that's my takeaway, is how valuable social media is. Again, we talked about liking and making comments on people's posts. I find that to be awesome because there's a lot of support within the Plexus family that we go on and we like people's posts and we comment and say how great we all are, blah, blah, blah. So love that. So keep that up, everyone. I'm also bold about going out wearing my Plexus gear. Sounds so silly, but so effective. I have a lot of people that ask me, Plexus, why are you all dressed up in this Plexus thing? You know, where are you going? I'm like, well, that's funny. You should ask. And brings me to my next point. If you don't have business cards, get them. If you don't have a memorable business card, make one. I made it a point to exchange business cards at convention, which I thought was a valuable tool to realize whose business cards stood out and who didn't. So anyways, also a great tip. I use my follow-up spreadsheet that I created in Excel to track my leads, follow-ups, people who want to wait, people who have questions, concerns, whatever. So if you need a follow-up tool, I'm happy to share mine. I watch trainings on YouTube consistently, whether it's Plexus, whether it's network marketing, whether it's positive thinking, whatever. I'm constantly trying to educate myself and fill my time. Off topic, this is great that you guys mentioned about Jesus. When I'm in the car, I constantly listen, and sounds so crazy, I constantly listen to Joel Osteen. I love his messages. They're 30-minute segments, and it just constantly fills my mind with a positive attitude. I also reach out to everyone who I've signed up on my team via phone, because I also learned that, sorry, my husband's coming home and my dog's excited. I also learned that talking with people and keeping them engaged on your team is going to keep them engaged with Plexus. Don't sign them up and forget about them, because they'll forget about you, bottom line. I taught my team also about the shareables that came out for Edge and Block, because people who weren't at convention may have missed how to train and to share that information. So we as team leaders who went to convention need to share that information with people on our team who did not. Also, I made an observation at convention, and I'm going to wrap up here in a second, that the demographic there was so wide that there were all ages, all sizes, all types. Do not judge. We shouldn't judge what we think someone is going to like it or not. Give them the opportunity, because most of the time they just may say yes. So let them be the judge. Also, reinvent yourself. Just like Amy said, I think you had said, Amy, you were in a wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair 9 years ago, paralyzed on my left side. I'm a stroke survivor. If anyone knows how to reinvent themselves, it's this girl right here. So don't settle for where you are today. Be the person that you want to be in the future. Reinvent yourself and go get it. And here's a last little quote I'm going to give to you guys. How do you get yourself what you want? You help other people get what they want.
Gosh, I love that, Karen.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel like I'm going to have to rewatch this with my notebook and just take all sorts of notes. So,
I said get your pen ready. And
I know. I'm stuck in a room. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think we have Sherry, you're up next.
Hey. I'm writing one thing down. Hold on.
Did I say it too fast? You want me to say it again?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I was just reminded of a quote that I read from a book that I was going to share. Anyway. Okay, so what I got, or how my business is different, a lot of things. One thing is I have been a teacher for the last 16 years. And so I correlate a lot of what I do with teaching. And one thing that I kind of was kind of a light bulb moment is I have been doing this for about a year, and I'm still silver. And I know exactly who I am. And I post on Facebook regularly, and I have posted on Facebook regularly all year. But the difference between posting and also then reaching out has been my problem. And I correlate it to teaching because I teach math, and I can stand up and teach my lesson and ask the class, does anyone have any questions? And that's like me just throwing a Facebook post out there. And I'm expecting, I guess, for every one of my friends to like it or comment and say, yes, 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 that's me. I can totally relate. I want some of what you got. But that's just like when I ask my students, is everybody okay? Does anybody need help? And they all look at me like, you know, a deer in the headlights. And I don't get any interaction from them most of the time. Now, there's going to be a couple who say, you know, I don't understand this or that. But I don't get any true interaction between them and learning what they need until I actually start walking the aisles and go to each one of them individually. And that's kind of what has been a little eye-opening experience for me, because that is the part where I have to reach out. And so what I have done since I've been back from convention, I have reached out to a bunch of people. I would say probably over 60. And
wow.
Interestingly enough, I've gotten about a 25%, meaning about 15 people have said, have replied back to me, yes, that they're interested, and they're going to order some products from me. Now, I will say that I haven't been pushing the business so much as the products. I'm trying to get people interested in the products and then get them interested in the business. But as far as getting basically a 25% of the people that I've contacted over the last week have told me yes, that they're going to order products from me, I think is a pretty awesome number. And so I think that's very important. And also the follow-ups. When somebody said this earlier, that if you want to be a diamond, you have to act like one. And one thing that just kept popping into my head through convention is everybody is saying, you know, well, diamonds have been told no more than anybody. And so I was kind of laughing at myself today because I was following up with people that I had reached out to like 3 days ago. They didn't reply to me. I'm following up with them. I'm keep on following up, follow up. And I would get no's, and I just smiled because I'm like, well, at least they're saying something to me. And I think the more no's I get, the closer I am getting to, you know, rank up. So anyway, I go for the no is what I'm doing anyway. And then another thing, I think Rita Davenport said something about not wasting time on Facebook, and I noticed that I was doing a lot of that probably over the course of the last year. And so I have really started monitoring basically how much time I spend on there and actually doing more income producing activities than just scrolling through Facebook all day long. So that's what I've been doing. And I'm reading, right now I'm reading Millionaire by Halftime. And one little quote that I absolutely loved in there is that you can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't make them both. And so that's what I'm going to leave you with.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I'm absolutely just so happy and proud of you guys. I'm loving this. Okay, thank you, Sherry. Dawn, you are up next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dawn Austin. I'm a senior gold ambassador, and convention was great. There were so many wonderful things that were said. But one of the top things that really stuck with me that kind of has kept coming back to me since we've been back from convention is something that Rita Davenport said. You know, we talk about our own, we each go at our own speed. We have our own journey. And some of us get frustrated because we don't get to silver fast enough, or we don't get from silver to gold fast enough. And then there's some that, you know, get some momentum and they get going, and then all of a sudden they hit this lull, and you know, now they're frustrated with that. So we go through these periods of frustration with our growth in our business, and I keep coming back to what Rita Davenport said, which is, if it's easy, then it's sleazy. Which basically means if you don't have to work hard for it, then it's not going to be something that's worth it. So, and we know that this is worth it. And because it's worth it, it's going to take time and effort and energy. Nobody wants to hear the diamond that gets up there and says, oh yeah, I just signed 3 people and it just completely took off and I just got here in 6 months and I'm not even sure how I did that. No one wants to hear that story. We want to be able to relate to the story that the diamond's telling on stage. And we all have those struggles. We hit walls. So that's really resonated with me. Also, developing relationships. That's one of the things that one of the gals had said, when we sign people up, we have to invest into them and we have to develop those relationships. Another thing that really, we've talked about this before, but since convention, it's really stood out and it's changed what I do, and that is our DMO. And Stephanie Murray had posted a sheet and a little video about that since convention, and consistently reaching out. If you just do something as simple as filling out a sheet at the beginning of the week of who you're going to contact, it's so much easier to follow through and make those contacts and do those follow-ups and, talk to one of your ambassadors, one of your downline. And a couple of the gals had said, the only difference between those diamonds on stage and those emeralds is they have gotten more no's than we have, which helps me and reminds me that you just have to continue to push forward and go for no. Just like I think Sherry just said, just keep getting those no's, and at least you're getting something. You hear the no and you have a choice. You can get discouraged, or that you're getting one step closer to finding those pieces of gold. So just sifting through and, going through all the different people, getting it in front of as many people as you can so that you can hear more of those no's so you can get more of the yeses. So those are the things that really spoke to me the most about convention and the things that I've done that have changed for my business.
I love that, Dawn. Thank you. Yeah, I think she said what we have here is really just a bunch of losers, a bunch of people that have been rejected over and over again. So, Teresa, for some reason your name isn't showing on the people I can unmute. Can you unmute yourself?
Fine. There we go. Can you get me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You don't hear
You're
me?
up.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. I'm Teresa Schaefer. I'm a Gold Ambassador. And I just wanted to give you a couple of tips from what I got from convention, and I loved it. It was fabulous. But what got me the most was we got there a little bit late for general session on the first day. And I walked in with my stepson, my son Logan, and my husband John. And when we walked into that auditorium, the look on their face was absolutely priceless. My husband looked at me and he says, I had no idea. And I said, I told you. And Logan came up to me and goes, Mom, are all these people Plexus ambassadors? And I said, yes. And he said, oh my God. And Logan is my biggest fan. He talks about the business when I'm in line at this grocery store. Mom, okay, let's do this, Plexus. And he'll talk about the business. And so he's my biggest fan. So he was just in awe land. But what I got from convention was that you do go for the no's. You do smile when they say no and just say, you know what, that's fine. It's okay. Because one day you will know that you missed out on a huge opportunity. And it's okay for the no's. And that's what I tell Logan. Logan collects his nose as being an actor. He collects his nose. And that's what they trained him. So it was really cool when I learned about getting no's. So also the place about Facebook. Facebook is huge. When you don't think people are responding or looking at your posts, they are looking, they are watching. And it's proven because today I had a gentleman who Facebooked me and said, I already bought product from you. I have been watching you since convention and I'm sold. And he's a paramedic and he's on board. So I was excited because he never responded to any of my posts. And so just know that they are watching and they are looking. So continue to post on Facebook. The next would be Men of Plexus. My husband is my biggest skeptic. He was my biggest skeptic. And he tried the products for 72 days, cholesterol levels, triglyceride levels, sugar levels, everything came back after being on 72 days of Plexus without taking any medications, came back phenomenal. So he's been on it since October and he believes in the product, but he had no idea about the business. And when he went to the Men of Plexus business meeting that was standing room only and over 1,000 men in there, he came out, he now belongs to the Men of Plexus Man Cave. and he loves it. And now he's talking to everybody at work about Plexus, which he has a plethora of men and women who are firefighters, and talking to them about how it's helped him and how the business is legit, is what his words were. This business is legit. And for him to say that to me is just, sorry, I'm going to cry. But for him to say that for me was huge, because I still wanted his support. I've done other MLMs and not really had the support, and now I have his support. So I'm sorry. It just gets me so pumped up and so excited and so emotional, because this is huge. I believe, and Aaron said this, God has brought this product to us to help our temple be healthy again, the temple that he gave us. So, sorry. And so he said that. And so it was just phenomenal. So that's what I have to say. If you guys have men, approach them, men, even your husbands. If you have husbands or boyfriends, get them on board and show them. If they need to talk to people, they can reach out to any of the husbands out there. So that's what I have from convention. It's making my business awesome, and it's just phenomenal. So sorry about the crying, but it's just so emotional for me. So thank you.
That was one of my favorite moments as well, is when I walked up to you guys and he had just come out of that meeting, and he was just so supportive and excited, and I was super excited for you. Thank you for sharing that, Teresa.
Thank you.
All right, Nellie, you're up.
All right, thank you. This was my second convention. We had just gotten in when we went last year. We were a couple of months old, my daughter and and I was feeling so bad health-wise back then that I look back now and I see the difference what Plexus has done for me. And just to be able to sing and to talk to people, because I was like in such a black hole health-wise. So this has made such a difference for me, and it's like, how can I not share it? How can I be selfish and not tell other people that this can change your lives? It can change everything. It's changed my relationships with the people that I know and love that are around me. My husband's feeling better. Our kids, our son that had Graves' disease. It has just performed miracles for us as far as it working in our bodies and getting us to the place where God wants us to be. Being able to freely share that more from convention. This convention, it was being bolder, being, again, not afraid, seeing all the people there, of course, that pumps you up and gets you so excited. It's like, how can you come out of there the same? I'm not dead, so I've obviously touched me. My daughter has believed in me until I finally was able to get to the place where I could believe in myself. So I want to do that for my people as well. I want to believe in them until they can believe in themselves more. So Facebook has changed for me, whereas before I did more damage probably because I didn't know how to post, but I'm not that techy. And I learned a lot about posting on Facebook, so I've kind of changed it up, and I've kind of eased up on the Plexus and started selling myself again. And so I've been seeing a lot of people come back and start remarking, commenting, liking different posts that I've placed there. That has been a real blessing to see. So I kind of slip in Plexus here and there, but not as bold, I guess, as I was before. I was probably a little too bold. But I really love the talk that, I don't remember her name, but she was a young lady, or young woman, younger than me, that talked about posting and Facebook and all that. And so I took a lot of notes from her because I knew that that's like a weak link in my business. So that has changed.
So okay,
I'm sorry. Okay, and I guess really that is it. I just, again, because of my health and feeling better, I am comfortable. I am doing what I know I now need to do. And I've been reaching out to people. We're going to be setting up a meeting here and going over convention notes and things with some of our downline. Veronica's going to help me with that. And so I'm looking forward to that. And my ladies are looking forward to that as well. So that's it.
Thank you, Nellie. I absolutely love that. And I love when you said that you're going to believe in them until they believe in themselves. I think that's amazing. And I loved how you said you're selling yourself. So people have to believe in you before they believe in these products. I really like that. Okay, Barbie, are you on?
I am on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You kept unmuting me while people were talking about poop. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she unmuted me again.
You were up next. You were prepared.
I know, but I was like, oh shoot, it says I'm unmuted. And I just heard the word poop come from the back of the car. Like,
all right, share with us all your wisdom.
Okay. Hi, my name is Barbie Murphy. I've been an ambassador since January 31st. I have a wonderful husband, 2 really great kids, and that's the reason why I am doing Plexus. When I went to convention, I was really excited because, one, I got to see what the business was all about. Not just being an ambassador at my house, posting things on Facebook or talking to people about stuff that I myself am taking, but also things that I've read and that I've learned about through meetings. But I also got to see how Plexus, the company, treats their employees and their ambassadors, and it was absolutely wonderful. It was thrilling. Anyways, 3 of the things that I'm going to tell you about today, I have started doing since I came back from convention. One of the things is I went out and I got business cards right away. It's important. It's crucial for your business. Get those business cards, because when you're telling somebody, and this has happened to me when I'm meeting someone in person, and I'm like, oh, I want to give you my business information, my phone number, my email, like I want to give it all to you, but maybe I don't have a pen in my purse. I don't know how that happens, but it does happen. I don't have a pen in my purse, and that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing. You just got through the fear of speaking to somebody. You just got over the heart palpitations that just freaked you out, and you don't have a pen or a business card. It's awful. So I went out, I got business cards. I just got them yesterday. They were delivered. I'm very excited about it. And it was important because while I was at convention, what Chris McCall said that Amber had touched on a little bit was that
Hey, Barbie, you muted yourself somehow.
Oh, I did? Am I back on?
Yes, now you are.
Okay, let me scoot back. Chris and Susie McCall, did you guys hear that part? Okay, thank you, Erin. No, you didn't. Okay. Are you going to talk to me, Erin? I'm like waiting to see what you're doing.
Yes, yeah. Start from Chris McCall. We didn't hear anything past that.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Chris McCall said that their secret weapon was their Savior, Jesus Christ, okay? Now, what he said was that every day, Susie and him would pray and ask God to bring them people that not only need the products, but also need the business, both. Those were both very important. And they prayed up every day, and then they shared. They were faithful to share. That was crucial for my mindset, for my perspective on sharing with other people, because I know I'm not the only one who freaks out when someone asks them about Plexus. And when someone does now, I know that I've asked God to bring me someone. I say, God, bring people to me that I can share with, so that it's not all on me. It's a team. It's me and God. We're doing this together. He's been faithful to bring a lady at my church. He's been faithful to bring a woman that called me out of nowhere. I don't know why she called me. We're not phone buddies. We don't talk on the phone, but for some reason she called me and asked me a question, and I thought, is this it, God? Is this her? Did you send her? And I had no problem sharing Plex, the business, with her, because I knew that it was God. God had brought her, and I needed to keep up my end of the bargain that I had with God. And another thing I did, as soon as, actually during convention, while we were learning about the Edge product, I was emailing all these people that had asked me for products with energy but weren't willing to pay for the Slim. I emailed them right there during convention and was talking to them about this new product. It's phenomenal. It's all natural, all gluten-free, all that stuff. And I was telling them, and it will give you energy. And I had mine today, and I feel fantastic. And so those are things that I have done differently. I've gotten more bolder because I know that God is tag teaming this whole thing with me. And another thing that I have done since I've gotten home is, no, I think that's it. I think I just shared 3 things with you guys. So I think that's all. But this was it. What I want to say, and this was crucial for me, somebody said, it was a Diamond Ambassador, and I can't remember her name, and she said, you don't need to wow them. You need to have a down-to-earth conversation with them using product cards and the success kit. So that's all we need to do. We don't need to wow them. We don't need to freak out inside because, oh my gosh, we don't have everything completely memorized. We just need to have a down-to-earth conversation with them where they're learning, we're learning, and that's one of the first steps in leading them and training them to share with others, is because we're showing them about the business, and so that when they sign on, because they will sign on, when they sign on, they'll remember, oh yeah, this is how Barbie showed me about the business. So now this is all I have to do to show someone else. So that's it. That's what I got for you guys.
So good. You guys, I took so many notes. I never, ever, 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 ever want to think that I have arrived, ever. So I am sitting here and I am like, I've got 2-3 pages of notes from what you guys said. And I'm just going to go over really quick what stood out to me. Amy, when you said the Jules worked hard, and that's something I can do too. That is so, so true. You know, Celeste Gwynn in the Jewel panel, when we broke off into different groups, she said, and I'm so glad she said this because it was validating for me. She says, I hear people say we can work this in the nooks and crannies, and yes, you can. But then you get nooks and crannies in return. My cranny was as wide as this room, and we were in this massive room, of course. And she talked about having this massive momentum where she was going, and she had told her family, this is my goal, and I'm going to be going and going and going. I want you to be supportive of me. Will you? They were, and for 2 years, she worked this massive amount. And that is true for all of us. And as Jules, we do, I do still sit down and work so hard every day. So that was so good, Amy, and I was so, and it is something that anybody can do. And that, hearing that, then you also said the fear of rejection was gone. And Kelly, you said the same thing, and I thought, okay, we're hearing a pattern here, that now coming away, you guys have this confidence that you didn't have before. And Kelly, you said change is inevitable and growth is optional. Oh my goodness. If your business is not growing, one of the first questions I may ask you is, what is your income producing activity? And my second question is, what book are you reading? I have read so many books, and Amber has too, over the last year and a half. I mean, just devouring them, whether it's language on how to talk to people or, self-development. So that was so good. Brooke, you said do it afraid. Oh, I cannot tell you how many times. And you know what? The fear becomes less. You know, it's just like working a muscle, right? With courage and having that courage, the more you work that and push through that fear, the less the fear overwhelms you. And bringing your business to another level in prayer. And that is so true. When I feel off, when I feel frantic, I know I am not in prayer about my business. You guys, God has given each of you this business. You are here by divine appointment. I am here by divine appointment. So that is so good. Just really, really think about giving your business to Him. Karen, saying you are mindful and intentional. Your language towards people is referring to that you know them, you see them, and then you talk about how this will help them. I think that's so good to know your people and move the language towards them like that. I love the idea of having a memorable business card. I think that's a mistake that I made in the very beginning. My business card looked like everybody else's. It was boring. And I'm going to remedy that. So good. And reinvent yourself. This is true. If there is one place that you can safely and positively reinvent yourself, it's in the Plexus community. So, and I don't mean be someone else either. And I don't think Karen meant that either. She means being your better, bolder self. That is what Plexus can do for you. So good. And then Sherry, I love the teaching analogy, having to walk down the aisles and go to your students, connecting with them. And then 15 out of 60 people, we all have ratios, guys. In the very beginning, I stopped count at 72. I know I was talking to more people than that, but I stopped count at 72, and 18 of them joined me. So my ratio, 15 out of 60 is amazing. And look what she's doing. She's going out and reaching specifically, intentionally, mindfully, see how all of our stuff ties together to go do what she needs to do. And you can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't do both. That is so, absolutely. And Dawn, if it's easy, then it's sleazy. No one wants to hear the easy story. You're so right. You are so right. Look at the stories. If you were there at convention, and you know what, these stories will be available to us. I know Jessica Heffley's was already recorded. Ame Darling, hers was recorded as well. Those were not easy stories, were they? They were not easy. And life is not. Nothing worthwhile is. So that's so good. And Teresa, how it built belief in your family. And we all want to be validated. We know this is valid. We know this is legitimate. But then to have your family come beside you and now see the vision, there is something huge in that. So aim for Leaders Retreat. I say with that, our next convention, bring your family, let them see what is happening. Bring your husbands, bring your spouses so that they can see, or to the next opportunity meeting even too. Let them hear the stories so they can be supportive. Okay, Nellie, so you said believe in yourself before you can believe in others. That is what I had to do 100%. I had to, because I did not believe in myself at all. Almost a decade of deterioration. It physically caused a decade of deterioration mentally and spiritually and emotionally. And I had to believe in myself before I could believe in anyone else. Otherwise, it was false, right? So it's so, so good. That was so good. And then telling yourself you can. Yes. Kicking the T out of can't. You can do it. Changing that language is so imperative to your mindset. And Barbie, I wrote down a ton for everybody, but what I have here, praying to ask God to bring people by divine appointment. I am so big on that. This is so good. And then you said you will be faithful to share. And there's the key component, isn't it? That you will have that boldness and confidence to share after He has brought and done exactly what you prayed for. How cool is that? I think I got everybody there. The only other thing that I was hoping to share with you is be grateful for Plexus. Your business is precious, but don't be content with where you're at. Because that gratefulness and thankfulness helps your perspective, but then that not being content, that fuels your motivation. So that was one of the little things little blurbs I just loved about convention. You guys, thank you so much for being on here, and thank you to those who shared. It was so, so good. I'm so appreciative of you guys, and just, it was so good. Let's have convention twice a year. All right, you guys have a great night. I'm going to open up for questions real quick. We have a couple of minutes, if that's okay. If you want to unmute yourself and ask a question, feel free, and I'll close it in a second.
Not so much a question, but I just want to say what a great call tonight. Great job, everyone.
Yes, it was amazing. I love hearing from you guys. We're going to have to do this more often.
For sure.
All right, anybody else? I'm probably yelling. I always get loud when I'm on Zoom.
I want to thank everybody for stepping out. Amy, I'm very proud of you for stepping out and sharing, because I know you were nervous.
Oh, you guys are awesome. So good.
Hi,
everybody. Have a great night. We will see you on our next Zoom. Bye.
Bye-bye.